Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Ball. I am Collie. This week, I'm joined by Connor. It's nice to see you.
How's things?
Things are good. Well, they're not really, but we'll get into that in a minute.
He only shows up when he's winning. His name is Connor. He only shows up when he's winning.
You're a musician, Paddy. That was weak.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really go, but I'll allow it. And we have Big Paddy, who you've already heard berating Connor about 5 seconds into it.
Yeah, hello. United are the best.
Oh, here we go. Right, lads, you know what we're doing. We're looking at the review from this week. I'm going to make some big statements this week, lads. I don't care. I'm throwing my fucking neck out on the line this week.
For
the first time ever. The first time ever I'm going to do it. So we're going to look at the football from the week gone. We're going to talk a little bit about some news, lads, some potential takeovers and some potential not takeovers. And then we're going to look at the weekend fixtures and tomorrow's fixture for Liverpool. My phone is hopping. That's fucking... Anyway. Right, lads, we're going to jump into it. And it's just a football review. Right, lads. First matchup is just coming up right now, and it's the poxiest match of all time. Dortmund and Chelsea.
Yay.
Oh, I forgot there were two Chelsea games in this.
There wasn't just two Chelsea games, Connor. There was two 1-0 defeats for Chelsea. Lads.
Actually,
where do we begin?
I get anymore. I just feel bad for you.
Where do we begin with this team? Because the amount of money we've spent, the quality we have, and not everyone always laughs. Everyone goes, "Oh, yeah, he's a shit." Like, there's quality players there. You can't deny it. But we can't score a goal. That was the first time in 35 years Southampton have beaten us twice in a season. And Potter has continuously got all these fucking ridiculous records that we don't want. And I'm fucking sick of it.
Cheeky girls.
I'm calling... Sorry?
Cheeky girls record? No one wants that.
Cheeky girls
I was going to say the last time.
All these records you don't want.
Oh, okay. That's coming up. That's
just looking at Sky Sports News now, and when you go to the Chelsea page, 2 of the top 3 stories for Chelsea are Gary Neville says Potter under massive pressure, but Chelsea must hold their nerve. So he's saying they should keep him. Of course he is.
Yeah, of course he's going to say that. And one, he's English, and 2, he's atrocious.
Potter saying, I'm not the problem at Chelsea.
Oh, yeah.
How deluded is he?
I mean, I put it up on our Instagram story, and for probably the only time I've ever agreed with Gabby Igbonlahor and fucking Jamie O'Hara. They've called for fucking Potter's head, which I was loving to see, because it's about time someone has done it, because nobody has done it up until then. And they berated him. I don't know why I'm using this word berate a lot. It's because I'm playing Football Manager, and you know the shouts you give on the sideline? It's berate your team. And I keep saying it now, so I keep berating the team in Football Manager. But they absolutely slated him. What?
I won't ask you to spell it.
Please don't. They keep slating him, and it's lovely to see. It's refreshing to see that I'm not the only person in the world. Now, lads, I have to admit, going on to all the Chelsea websites and all the kind of the side Chelsea dedicated pages, I mean, I'm talking 95% Potter out. There's very few people now that are standing by him and want to stand by him. Everyone thinks he's making a joke of the club. Everyone thinks he's a shambles. Everyone thinks he's not at the level. Everyone thinks it's embarrassing, and it is. And there's nothing else I could say about it. It is embarrassing. Like, we're being called the banter club of this season. There is absolutely no way in 4 years ago, we've probably gone back a bit further because I know we won the Champions League, but like 4 or 5 years ago, we had a good team, good manager. No one would have called us that ever, because Liverpool obviously were struggling.
Liverpool.
Yeah, well, that's what I think we're doing. We're definitely taking the heat off Liverpool. But the only reason is because we've spent so much money. And I can understand that, and we should definitely be in a higher position if we've spent that much money. What was it, 600 million we've spent? Like, we have Enzo Fernandez there, who, in fairness to him, is absolutely quality. I'm just going to go through a few players, lads, right? And this is why that I think it's Potter's issue, because we've got Enzo Fernandez there, who was quality. We've got Kovacic there, who, in my opinion, is one of the best midfielders in the midfield or in the Premier League. We've got Reece James, who's one of the best right backs in the league. We've Thiago Silva, who's one of the best centre halves in Europe. I'm going to say that in Europe. Kepa has been okay. He's been playing well. He hasn't really made that many mistakes. We've got Ben Chilwell. Look, I think Cucurella is better. Every other Chelsea fan will argue with me. I don't think Chilwell's been as good as he has been since he got injured. Badiashile, absolutely quality. Great signing. We have Mason Mount, who last year under Thomas Tuchel was unbelievable. We have Christian Pulisic, who's supposed to be one of the hottest fucking wingers in the world, getting nothing from him. Doesn't even get minutes on the pitch. We've Ziyech, who wanted to go to PSG and now was fucking told, yeah, right, the contract's gone over late. You're not signing, but he starts every fucking game. So he's now one of our starting players, even though he doesn't want to play for the club. We've got, I don't know how to say his name, Madweki or whatever the fuck his name is, who we got him from Ajax. Unbelievable. Who else we got? We've got Joe Felix. Unbelievable. Like, all of these lads are actually performing very, very well, but we still physically cannot break a team down. And the only thing I can think of is that Potter is not setting up the team correctly going forward. And
an
because
analogy for Chelsea would be like buying the best sports car in the world and then filling it with shit and expecting it to run.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
Ferrari and Potter is the fucking shit.
But that's what it is. Like, all them players there are top class, and I honestly do think that if we got rid of Potter and got the likes of Zidane, Luis Enrique, everyone, when I say it, slates me. Diego Simeone, like, that fucking, his style gets me horny. I love that fucking negative football. I mean, like I've said it before, inject it into my veins because I love it. I went through.
So what happened in this game anyway?
This game we couldn't score, and to be honest with you, the performance, like, I mean, the performance is the performance, and it's always the same. It's always pretty half decent, but we still don't have that. Look, you'll get a lot of Chelsea fans coming out and saying we didn't have much luck, and we haven't had much luck. I mean, in the last kind of 3 games, we've hit the post, hit the bar. Fucking Souček made one of the saves of the season. Like, there's been a few things that have gone against us, but we should not be relying on luck to win these games and even to get a result. Like, we were saying, like, oh, we should have got a draw or that. We should be fucking winning that game. Like that. Like, Dortmund aren't the team they were 7 or 8 years ago when they were challenging for the league properly, like against the level of Bayern Munich when they were in their prime. Like, so this game we should be winning. I dread to see.
The away goal doesn't count anymore. You still have a good chance to go through it.
No, we still have a chance, but that's what I was just about to say. I'm dreading going back to the bridge because I thought in this game, Chelsea and Southampton, we were going to spank them 3-0. And it's almost like that season with Leicester where you just keep waiting for it to turn, and everybody just keeps going, Chelsea will come good, Chelsea will come good. It's not fucking happening, lads. And it's getting to the stage where if we don't sack Potter, it's going to be unrepairable, and it's going to put us into fucking 9th, 10th position. Like I said it weeks ago, I said if we don't get rid of Potter, we're going to finish between 8th and 10th. And I still believe that that's the case, and we'd be lucky to get that. Like, we've lost against the worst team in the league, Southampton, who've lost 7 of their last 8 games. Now I know they sacked the manager and they have that little bit of a manager's bounce, but that's fucking bullshit, lads. There's no way Chelsea are that bad. And individually, if you watch Chelsea, when you watch Chelsea, they dominate games. Well, they don't dominate games, but they have a good amount of possession. They're not negative possession a lot of the time. But they're playing the ball around. They're doing everything well up until they get to the final third. And the only thing I can think of is tactically they don't know what they're doing going forward. And everyone will say, yeah, but you don't have a number 9.
Yeah, they haven't bought like an out-and-out striker, really, have they? Everybody
will say that. But Paddy, Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League with Havertz up top. Do you know what I mean? So why are we making this excuse for him? You don't have
defensively, maybe.
Okay, and then you can say, right, well, Pep Guardiola didn't even use a number 9 last season and was still able to tactically break teams down. I know they've got the likes of De Bruyne and He's probably a bit better at the killer passes, and maybe their wingers do go by the lines a bit more. But Chelsea definitely have the ability to do that, but they're just not doing it because tactically, I don't think Potter's there. And he's never done anything in the past that would indicate that he is tactically good. Like, everyone's saying he done great at Brighton. He didn't really. Like, Brighton are still doing just as well without him. After losing Trossard, after losing fucking or who else did he lose? They lost, what's his fucking face?
Cucurella.
Yeah, Cucurella, but there's another one, the fucking striker. Or was he number 10? Doesn't matter. Anyway, it was another one of their good players that they've lost. So all their kind of top players they've lost, and they're still doing pretty well, like, without him.
Yeah.
Like, you was looking from the outside, what does it look like?
Oh, it's shambles. I'll let you go, Connor.
No, I still go back to, like, they put a lot of money in, obviously, over like the last 2 windows, and I'm sure he's trying to maybe build for the future with them, because I think we said it before, up until kind of Enzo Fernandez came in, none of them were names. They weren't household names. You probably buy them on Football Manager, but you weren't playing with them on FIFA, say, for instance. But he obviously thought he thinks he has time to bed these players in, to get them a year and a half experience before he gets something out of them. So it seems like he's planning for the long term.
Apparently, the owners, now this comes from a guy called Matt Law, who usually does a lot of Chelsea news. Apparently, the owners have come out and said it's not a case of months for Potter, it's a case of years to let him see if he achieves. Like, when has Chelsea been a fucking work experience team? Like, Chelsea, like, Roman Abramovich will be getting sick watching that. Like, he wouldn't accept that.
But when did the owner say that? How long ago?
That news that I saw was after that last game against Southampton.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, your man Matt Law is... I've seen him post some bullshit, and so some stuff has been true. So
is it clickbait? I
don't know. It could be. It could well be. But he is usually a legitimate kind of resource for Chelsea news. Like, so I don't know. I don't know how genuine it is. Like,
do you hear dissent from the crowd during the games against the manager?
Oh, did you hear the boos at the end of the game?
Boos at the end. Sensational.
Horrendous. I haven't heard that in Old Trafford. I've heard it in Old Trafford. I haven't heard that in Stamford Bridge for a manager probably since fucking Rafa Benitez or something. Like, that's how long it's been, and that's how bad it's gone. So it's desperate times at Chelsea, lads, at the moment, and until we pull the trigger, like, the only thing I can see is that if the crowd has to start being vocal about it.
Yeah,
they're being vocal after the match with the Bills, which is great, but I think more. Look, it's a bit sad calling for a manager's head as a fan, but you want what's best for your own club. It's like me.
You did it since day one, Collie.
I've done it since day one because I never thought. And everyone always says, "Oh gosh, you never gave him a chance." He drew.
Didn't even know his name at the start.
Chris Potter. He drew the first game, and I looked at the football he played, and I said to myself, "This is embarrassing. Like, this isn't better than what we've just lost. Like, we lost one of the top coaches in Europe, and we get a PE teacher in for it. So like it just didn't add up, and that's why I called for him so soon, because nothing when I ever watched Brighton excited me about them. Like, I actually think the first game of last season, I was saying to myself, geez, they actually play all right out from the back, and it was actually Cucurella, and I was like, I don't know what I was talking to you on this, Connor. I was like, Cucurella actually looks fucking deadly. He looks, I was like, I don't think he'll stay there long. I'd love to find the podcast and go back to that one. But he looked unbelievable. He was fucking bombing down the wing. He was shooting forward. Could have been his debut. And I think it was the first game of the season, Chelsea last season. And I was like, brilliant. I think they got a draw or whatever it was. And ever since that, I've been unimpressed. And even now, it's worse. So I don't know. Give me Pochettino, give me Luis Enrique, give me Diego Simeone, give me Zinedine Zidane, who only came out during the week saying he wants to get back into coaching. He came out, he's gay. He came out and said that he wants to get back into coaching. So, like, why are we not jumping on him, like, when he says that? Do you know what this?
We need to move on, Collie, or I'm going to have to put you down.
Yeah, okay. Right. Well, Paddy, look, we covered that's pretty much the Chelsea and
Oh
Southampton
no,
game covered as
no,
well.
fucking Chelsea.
No, we're moving on. I can't deal with this now.
So now, just in brief though, as you said, like whatever about playing Dortmund away in Europe and you can lose, and respectively, people would say from the outside, okay, you can accept to lose that, but this game, no, there's no excuses for this. This was at home against one of the worst teams in the league, and
This was the
to
straw
win
that broke the
comfortably.
fucking. This is the straw that broke Campbell's back for me. And I said, and I look, Paddy, we talked about before. Now there's this manager's bounce. When you're shit, right? And we should be beating them. They're shit. Let's call a spade a spade. Southampton are shit. They're probably getting relegated. You know what I mean? Along with us at the moment, they're probably getting fucking relegated. How can Chelsea not beat that? It's embarrassing that we haven't beaten them. I went around, I told everybody that I know we're beating them 3-0. And this is the point where we turn around. I tried to get on Potter's side. I tried so hard for a good 3 games, I think it was. And the first game I doubts. The second game I wanted to fucking murder him. And then the fucking last game I wanted to murder myself. So that's where it's going. And it's shocking. And I'm not accepting it as a Chelsea fan. It's not good enough.
For everybody watching the podcast right now, Collie was so confident that Chelsea were going to win the weekend. He spent all the heating money on the bet that Chelsea are going to win, and that's why he has to sit there in that stupid hat now today.
Freezing, excuse me. This is it. Do you know what, right? I'll give you the story on how I got this, lads. I was working in Galway on the weekend, and I went into a garage, and for some reason, hung up amongst all the GA hats, all the Roscommon hats, all the fucking just like random club hats. There was one Chelsea hat. No Arsenal, no Liverpool, no United, no Man City, Chelsea. Random as fuck. And I said, you know what?
It was in the Gaelic section because you keep on hitting her over the bar.
The dog tore me other one up the other day, and I said, you know what? That's a fucking sign I'm getting it, and I got it. So right, so
that's because they're only getting the 2005 games now, so they're seeing Chelsea go and beat them.
That's not even Fire Stick. That's just fucking technology down there as well.
Yeah, well,
lads, look, that's enough. That's enough Chelsea for me because my blood pressure's going up already. So, we'll move on to something a bit more cheerful for Paddy. Paddy, 2-2 at the Bernabeu in your first leg. Are you happy?
2-2, but 2-2
and at the Newcastle as well.
Really reflects the game in terms of we should have won. We should have won the game, but very, very happy coming away from the new camp with 2 goals. We conceded 2 sloppy goals. One of them was through Fred, but again, then he assisted Rashford in getting the first goal for us. So he's kind of hit and miss for us, but a great performance from us all around. If you had to get me this before the game started, I would have took your hand off going to Old Trafford. But looking at not only the performance against Barcelona, but the performance the weekend as well. Even when we're playing bad, it looks like we're getting results. So I'm fairly confident that this Thursday we can definitely do a job on Barcelona. And my 10 to 1,000 force bet is based upon this very match. I'm sure we'll speak about it later on. But
Paddy,
great performance. Marcus Rashford on form now. Best player in Europe, I think, since the World Cup. On form. No, nobody could. And I did say that I think he might be Haaland's goal scoring record this season, and I'm going to stand by that. I still think he could nip him because I'm watching Man City the weekend. Although we'll go on to Premier League soon enough. We'll stick to the Europa League. Yeah, do a job on Thursday. But what was your views? Did you watch a good game?
Paddy, sorry, one thing that you said there that I think is a telling thing is that you're saying they're winning games even when they shouldn't be.
Like against
That's
Leicester
in the champions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know? And I genuinely think that and look, I said I was going to make big statements. I think United are going to win the league.
Well, they're only 5 points. They're only 5 points behind. I'm not gonna go. Yeah, no, fuck. I think they're gonna win the league as well.
I'm not messing with. Like, I genuinely think they're the most they're the most informed team. It's a fact. Arsenal, just for me, a little bit dodgy at the moment. I think they're going to drop a shitload of points over the next couple of weeks. I was looking at their run of fixtures for the next kind of 4 or 5 weeks. Arsenal's fixtures are fine. But they have a tough run then. I think they have to play something like Liverpool and Chelsea, Man City. So they've still got loads of games left, like tough games, and they have the likes of go on.
If you look at Arsenal's the last couple of weeks, they haven't been dropping points against any of the big, against City, but against Brentford. They drew against Brentford, which was a poor result for them. They lost against Everton. So when we say the next couple of weeks looks handy enough for them on paper, look, Man City against Notts Forest the weekend as well. These big teams are dropping points against, and like, is the pressure getting to them? It's just unexplainable. Oh, sorry, especially for Man City, because they've been doing this for the last 6-7 years consistently, just wiping the floor with these smaller teams. But for whatever reason, since the World Cup, they just keep slipping up. Haaland is going off the boil. And Arsenal now, Jesus, has he come back yet? I don't think he has.
I think he's on the fringes of coming back, is he?
He should be, yeah, because I think it's really since then that has been the catalyst of their downfall, really. And it is becoming a downfall now, because if you look at the form table for the last between 5 and 8 games, it's not pretty reading for either of those two teams. And it's how now United are in a position that they're 3 points behind Manchester City, level on games, and we're only 5 points off of Arsenal. But Arsenal have I think Everton next week in their reverse fixture. So yeah, as you say, it's very, very, very possible. United don't look like they're going to lose, even again in games that we're not performing well. I think the only one we got caught in was I think they learned a lesson against Palace and Leeds a few weeks ago when it was two silly draws. Leicester the weekend, it looked like it was going to be another one, but they just, Ten Hag must have said something to them at half time. They got the finger out, and they've done a proper job.
Paddy, I think the difference with United and Arsenal coming up over the next few weeks, City are City. They have good squad depth anyway. They're going to rotate well. Ten Hag has been rotating that team a lot better than I think Arteta is going to be able to do it. And that's why I think they're going to win the league. And I just genuinely think they're going to rotate their players better. We've seen United can now win games without Casemiro, without Martinez, the two of their top players. So when they get them back, they're a force. And it's impossible to play against that, I think, because they're so good at doing what they do. And it's the simple things. It's just sticking to their job.
And I see Man City being the major obstacle in United having any chance of winning the league, because when you get to the last 10, 15 games of this season, we've got title winners in our team. We've got Varane, we've got Casemiro, we've got De Gea that's won the league before. We've got a spine there now that can kind of drag you through. We've got Fernandes, who was a real experienced winner now. Like you can see he has it in him. Rashford now is becoming of age, so it doesn't look like his consistency is going to stay. So look, if you look at Arsenal's team, they're still very, very young. When you get to the real pressure end of the season, are they going to be able to keep it up?
What has Bruno Fernandes won?
Sorry?
You said Bruno Fernandes is a real winner. What has he won?
Respect.
The Europa League, the FA Cup. More goals and assists than any other midfielder in the Premier League presently. I mean, over the last, since he came to United.
So specifically in his timeline, he has the most.
Yeah. Only since he's come. Only since just narrowly there, Sorry, lads, I'm laughing. We're on TikTok here, and someone's saying that the comedy show back up and running. Obviously, fucking looking at me here. So, Paddy, while we're on it, we'll go from Barca. Anything else to add on that Barca game? Happy enough to move off that?
Yeah, happy enough to move off that. Yeah.
Okay. So next one, talk to me about this one. United and Leicester, 3-0 spankage for Leicester.
Spankage, but it doesn't reflect the first half. I mean, for Leicester, were the much better team for the first 20 minutes, and De Gea kept us in it. But the commentators were saying it like, we were getting out of jail. But as Roy Keane would say, that's De Gea's job, to save goals. He made some worldies of saves. But then you've got Lindelof coming in, performing out of his skin, performing very well and fitting very well beside Martinez. Another master stroke by Ten Hag. Then you have your midfield, which was Sabitzer and Fred. Fred, very inconsistent, but he can do good things. Sabitzer looked solid enough. And I think the Austrian sausage, if you could if you had assigned him as a midfielder, you would have thought he was a great signing, because at the weekend he was breaking up play so much, but he couldn't score in a bottle with a fucking fistful of fivers. He was like, I swear to God. But again, Ten Hag has seen that he got this player, he got this tool. He's not going to score a goal, so how can I use him?
He's a tool, all right.
He's a tool.
He's used him so effectively. He's used him like against Barcelona, against Leicester. He's using this player to solve a problem that we've had. And he's using it like, because he runs around, he makes great tackles. As a defensive midfielder, he's fucking great. As a striker, he's shit. And then he has Rashford now playing the best football he's ever played in his life. Sancho comes in, scores another goal. Confidence has grown. He's, getting him performing well as well. Like, can he get him to Marcus Rashford's levels? Because I think he has the quality to become a player of that level. So all good all round. Ten Hag's a genius.
Yeah, look, it does kill me to say. I like I said at the start of this podcast, I said I was going to make some big statements, and Manchester United are going to win the league. In my opinion, I think they're going to win the league. I think they look the best. They look the most strengthened. City look like they're stuck in fucking second gear, and Arsenal I think have peaked and they're starting to drop points. And when the big games, the European games come in, they're going to lack rotation. So I think that's what's going to happen. So, Paddy, we're moving off United before you fucking go fully erect. And we're going to move on to...
Again.
we're going to move on to Liverpool. Newcastle and Liverpool.
Gone now. It's definitely gone now.
no erection anymore. It's gone. Connor, we haven't seen you in a while, and it was very noticeable that there was a lot of losses going on when you were absent. Would you like to comment on that?
No.
No comment.
All right, Klopp.
yeah. Turn to the Klopp there. Connor, what do you think of this one? I'm going to say another bold statement here, Connor, and you can tell me to fuck off if you want. Liverpool are going to get the top four. They're going to sneak into fourth spot. I think with Jota coming back, Firmino coming back,
Diaz back,
Van Dijk coming back. I mean, I think you are nearly back to your best. The only thing is you still do lack a little bit in midfield, but if you can keep everyone fit, the likes of Thiago and stuff like that, I think top four for Liverpool is very, very achievable.
If they win their games in hand, they're 1 point off Spurs. So like, I think it shows, and Paddy mentioned it as well, that apart from since the World Cup, apart from United, everybody has dropped points. So it's not like that top four has run away with it a little bit. It's only United really who have been consistent. But yeah, happy with the results. 2-0 up inside 20 minutes. Newcastle went down to 10 men. Liverpool should have killed the game off. They had 4 or 5 chances. St. Maximin carried Newcastle, got them 3 or 4 good chances.
You had one run and it was just fucking, it was like watching porn. Do you remember the one that he's just like, he beats like 5 players and it's now, I think he ended up getting a free kick at the end of it, like, so still done pretty well, didn't lose the ball. But like St. Maximin is just, he's a sexy player, isn't he?
Effortless. You just glided through people. Again, I think people will always say he lacks the end product. Which he got into that 1-on-1 situation with Alisson, took a heavy touchdown in the end and got smothered. That happened twice. So like, but without him, Newcastle didn't have a now. They were dead and buried, and he was the only one who created anything for them. It's why Carragher gave a man of the match. When you've seen a team get beaten 2-0 at home, and the winger gets man of the match,
that's Carragher being a dick, though.
No, I actually think he genuinely meant it, because I don't think Liverpool played that well. Alisson played well in goal, denying those opportunities. I don't think anyone stood out really. But yeah, it's another clean sheet, 2 clean sheets in a week. It's another dirty one. Didn't play particularly well, but they're starting to turn those games around where, like, 2-0 up against Newcastle down to 10 men. That's a game where I could see Liverpool dropping points 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, and like if you do look back 4 weeks or 3-4 weeks ago, like even probably fucking 2 weeks ago, like it was looking bleak. Like it was for Liverpool. It was at the point where everybody was kind of like, is Klopp giving up? And everyone was saying, now no, we always do it, and me and Paddy always kind of give you a bit of shit over Klopp, and we say he's losing his passion and he's losing his fucking hunger. But like maybe he just genuinely was just fucking lacking the players, like.
I think even we've obviously spoke about he's not as good as he was a couple of years ago, but Van Dijk coming back into that team just as an improvement on Matip. Not to say like he's outstanding, but just to improve what was there. He's so much more composed standing beside Joe Gomez, who's a fucking head the ball, and he just cheered everything up so much more beside him to have that little bit of experience. And that's all it was. He wasn't outstanding. He didn't do anything spectacular. It was just like kind of a calmer head next to a fucking terrier, like, you know.
Yeah. So, Connor, what do you think? What do you make of my statement there saying that you're going to get top 4? I want you to commit to something. You never commit. You always fucking beat around the bush. Commit to it. Are you getting it or are you not getting it?
I don't know. There's definitely a chance.
Oh, look, it's just
I don't know. You don't know. So shut the fuck up.
I do know. I know you're getting it. I like
to see it. I can see Newcastle falling out of there, and kind of this is going to be. I think their focus is next week, and the fact that they have to play a third choice goalkeeper is not going to be what they want.
Right. If you right, hold on. Here's the way to put it. Right. If you had 50 quid, would you put it on them to get into the top 4 or not get into the top 4?
What are the odds, Paddy?
Yeah, give him odds. He needs odds.
Evens on both.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
Is there cash out?
No.
€75.
Just answer the fucking question. Come on.
And that's last game of the season. It's one game left, and you're playing the team that's in 4th.
Oh, we're playing the team that's in 4th. I'd do it. I'd be more afraid of playing the team.
No. Come on, right now. Position you're in now. What would you say?
I'd go. It was put money on.
I'd say no. You have to give you to accept.
Will you just let him answer the fucking question?
He's not answering it.
He will.
I just said if it was put money on it, I'd say no right now. Purely because it's out of Liverpool's hands. It's up to other people. It's not like they win their game in hand, they don't get there.
I don't know though. If you beat enough of them teams ahead of you, it could still well be in Liverpool's hands. There's enough games left.
They would have to beat every team above them, and they already have
every team above you aren't going to win every other game for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm just saying if it's out of Liverpool's control, it's not like they can win every game and be guaranteed that they can. So I would say if I was betting on it, I wouldn't. I bet on it to fall outside, but I want them to, and I really think
that's fair enough. That's all we asked. So you're a shit fan. That's all we asked.
Clipping this, and Connor hates Liverpool. So now, but Connor, you are optimistic, I suppose, as kind of all them players are coming back. Like,
yeah, they're coming back. We're getting into full strength. I don't think full strength is still good enough to challenge or even to pick up points against kind of that top 3, if we say. But that 4th spot is, I think it's open season. I don't think Spurs had a good weekend. I don't think they want it as much. It's going to flip flop between Newcastle, Brighton are still up and around there. They're actually going to put a charge in for I don't know. So open season. I think.
I think a few weeks ago you were like, why was he celebrating that Klopp against Everton? And I think that's when the turn came. So maybe he's seen something in either the performance or in the background or the dressing room or something that made him believe this is it. We're coming back, because since then their form has really turned.
Well, it's only one game. That was only last. That was the Everton game.
2 games after.
No. Well,
they've only won the last 2 games.
Yeah, it was the Everton win, and then this game. Yeah, and then this game.
Well, maybe
no, like as you said though, Paddy, maybe it was that he knew the players were coming back, and he was able to bring some of them players on at half time, and he could see something else. But it was just a thing I'd put up, but just because he's been so quiet all season, and then he's the first person to run down the tunnel when something happens. Like it bugged me, but it didn't. It was. Look, let's be honest. I was just trying to trigger.
If we look at those teams in and around Liverpool, Brighton, Fulham, Newcastle, Spurs, and Liverpool have Spurs at home still to play. Like, none of them stand out to me so far this season as they're the team to beat to take 4. It just seems who's going to drop the least amount of points, and I think someone's going to go on the charge.
That's why I think when you're saying it's not in Liverpool's hand, that's why I think it is. I think you can beat all them, and I think they're definitely going to drop.
Yeah, but I can't see Liverpool going on the charge of.
I don't know now. I think they could get 5 or 6 wins in the bounce now.
Well, I have United in 2 games time, so I don't know about that.
I still think they'll beat them. They could beat them.
Yeah, Anfield.
You never know. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Right, that's Connor. Anything else you need to add on to that one?
The horse scored. Go on the horse.
Go on the horse. It was actually a good finish, wasn't it?
He's getting himself ready to Cheltenham's in a couple of weeks.
Still running around like a donkey, though. Right, we'll move off that, lads. And what are we moving on to? We're going to move on to the fantasy football. Right, lads. It was interesting. Connor still probably got Cancelo. So the hand goes to head already. The head goes to hand, whatever it is. Lads, this is me. This is me. Average of 44 points this week, and I've got 56, lads. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. I had Kepa in goal, 2 points. Badia Shield got me 2. Ben White 1. Saliba 1. Trippier 1. Shit defense there. Grealish, people are questioning why I brought in Grealish, and to be honest with you, I made a mistake and it's paid off. Rashford for 15 points. Fernandes for 12. Odegaard for 8. Haaland as captain. Poor captain selection there. Kane with 5. And the rookie mistake was leaving Shaw on the bench because he got 6 points. So that could have been a few more. So that was that. Paddy, we jump on to your one, seeing as you are top of the league.
34. So you got another 2 points back on me this week. Just skip the defense because they all should be shot. Almiron, he had a decent game. He's gone back to being shit. Fucking Muckrick for fucking Chelsea. He's shite as well. Odegaard, few points. Thanks very much. Rashford, Fernandes, great, but I'm going to have to get them out for this weekend because they'll be playing in the Carling Cup final. So reminder to all the fancy footballers to get the United players out of your squad or you're losing points.
It shows how long since United's won a trophy because he's calling it the Carling Cup.
But Paddy, if you take them players out of your squad, you're gonna probably lose points because you're gonna have to sell them. So you're gonna lose value of your team. Like,
I have a wild card.
You have a wild card as well. The ideal card to use is a free hit this week, but I've already fucking used mine.
Oh boy.
Because what happens is you get an unlimited amount of subs, and then it reverts back to that. So yeah.
You want to lend, Paddy? I think I have mine. You can have our score.
And do you want to finish it off there, Paddy?
Haaland's, he's gone off the boil. Shit, sell him. And then Harry Kane, I thought he might do better than he did, considering he was getting his trophy for being the top scorer for Tottenham and the whole shebang. But no, didn't do great. But sure, still got the 10 points. So it was our wank, and that was it. Really.
Yeah, they are wank. All right, fair enough. Right, Connor, onto your team. Let's see, where's Cancelo? Is he up front? Is he? He's on the bench. Very go on, talk us through. Your
Nick Pope in goal got sent off after 88 minutes.
Oh my God.
Fabio Schär conceded 2 goals against Liverpool. Saliba, obviously the same. Connor Cody, clean sheet. I knew Everton were going to keep a clean sheet. Pereira came in for João Cancelo, who apparently has moved club. Trossard came in, I think. Almiron, De Bruyne. Yeah, Kane as captain. Big one, I think, is Ollie Watkins. So I'm happy enough with what he did. And then on the bench, I have an injured fella, a fella who's in Germany. And a
lad who kicks cats.
And a lad who kicks cats. Yeah, so good week.
Good week, yeah. Right, we'll look at the main table. Lads, just on, because we're on TikTok there, just one of the lads that's in TikTok, Lee Dillon, he said he dropped the 4th in this league. So let's see if he's telling the truth on that. Oh, there he is. Eric 10 bags. Right, top of the leaderboard, who's been there for a while. It's been a battle between the two top ones. O'Shea and Kane, 1582, 65 points. Second is Collie Lamb with 1579. So only 3 points behind. Only 3 points in it. That's tight. Then we go down to Dean Fletcher on 1564. Bit of a fucking stutter there. Fourth then Lee Dillon, Eric 10 bags. That's the guy that's in the TikTok watching. 1599. So 15. Still like about 20 points, 20 or 30 points. Still fucking all to play for. Fifth is Johnny Murphy, 1532. Alan Donovan down to 6th, 1530. Andrew O'Rourke down to 7th, 1519. Tony Tam, 1511. Sonny McGreevy, 1510. And Connor Ennis with a higher is 10th with 15.
I'm really sure he was he not third? Like
he was, yeah, he was, he was third or 4th, I think. A couple of weeks ago, he fell down.
Bottle job.
Yeah, bottler. Right, lads, that's the end of the fantasy football. So we'll move on to the news of the week. Bit premature with me little graphic there, but however. Lads, the only news that we're going to be talking about is the Manchester United takeover and the Liverpool lack of takeover. Take over them. Paddy, we'll come to you, being the Manchester United fan. Before you get into it, I want to ask something, right? And I put it on Instagram and stuff like that. Gary Neville has absolutely slated the Qatari World Cup. He said all the fucking negative shit about the country, about all the people. Look, not all the people, but their rights and stuff like that. Not everyone.
Into the but they got the bastards.
but you know what I'm saying? He's come out. He's slated the Qatari people.
Human rights issues and the whole shebang.
Human rights issues, everything like that. The money. He's also come out and slated the Manchester City owners and stuff like that for the money and stuff like that. All of a sudden, there's a Qatari buyer interested in buying United, and Qatari. And he hasn't mentioned a word about it. But as soon as that fucking Radcliffe thing, as soon as these investors came in trying to keep the fucking Glazers there, he's come out and he's had a say about it. But why has he kept so quiet about Qatar and the Qatari bid?
It wasn't me. Why Gary Neville?
I want to know, why is he fucking doing it, Paddy? Tell me.
I don't fucking know, because he's a bleeding gobshy. I don't know. Would I have Qatari owners in? Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not Gary Neville. I thought it was a great World Cup. That was brilliant. I don't think workers should have rights. Fuck them.
Fair enough.
No, look, I think the way I see it going, looking at the Liverpool now, when they're saying they're not selling, I can see now with their talk of being another Super League, they're thinking to themselves, let's just wait it out for a couple of years and we'll get probably an extra couple of billion on the price of it right now. Because you're hearing now of some investors, New York investor or something, saying that they'd be happy enough to let the Glazers keep majority shareholding, but they would pump a lot of money in. So if the Glazers get to keep their shares and they get somebody else to pay for a new stadium, new training ground, well, then why wouldn't they do that and then keep it for a few more years, get their dividends, and then sell it for an extra couple of billion? Makes total sense.
Yeah. And the thoughts on the likes of the Radcliffe and stuff like that, what would you think about that? Radcliffe
look, on paper, it sounds like it would be a good deal for Manchester United in terms of he'd invest the money in it. He talks a good game in terms of keeping it local, keeping it for the fans, investing a lot of money in the right stuff for the club. He wants to see them getting back to being a European powerhouse. But at the end of the day, he could come in if results turn, if they're not spending money great. Football's a very, very fickle game, and they love the owners once the results are going right. And even now, you see who's saying anything about the Glazers at the moment?
No, nobody, not one person. And Paddy, who's saying anything about the fucking human rights over in Qatar? Remember all the pundits were bleeding talking shit about it, and we said, who's going to say anything about it a week after the World Cup? Absolutely nobody. And we were right again, because nobody gives a fuck.
I sometimes wonder, even for United, that there is such a thing as distraction tactics, and our story's being put out there about the Glazers to take the heat off the team, because if they're talking about the Glazers, they're not talking about the players and they're not talking about the manager. So look, let's see how it goes. Let's hope it is sold, because it would be good to get a new start. But at the end of the day, we've seen United now, big changes going on, not just the manager and the players, but in the back as well with the footballing directors, and they've gotten a new football directing manager now into Carrington as well, who was, I think, at Everton before, so that doesn't really fill me with a lot of confidence. But Morta has been a good appointment as the footballing director there.
Lee Morta, fair play to him. Good talent, man.
So let's just see how it goes. But all the bids went in by Friday. That was the closing date. So we should be hearing something fairly soon about if any are being accepted, because they can't leave us waiting for too long, because they are on the stock exchange and it does affect their share prices.
And did did they release how many bids went in? The number of bids.
I haven't. I don't think that information has been released yet. Now, I did see a story on Sky Sports there, a new one this evening, so I have to read that, so I'm not sure.
All right, fair enough.
Paddy bit the gaff. Just don't tell the missus.
Connor, lack of buying. So talk to us about what's going on at Liverpool.
It seems to be that the whole selling of Liverpool was a big rumour in the first place, because there's actually no articles or reports or anything that came from FSG to say they were ever going to sell. They were looking for investment similar to what the Glazers are looking for now, where they'd sell minority share. It just seems to be someone ran with a story, and then the Middle Eastern boys jumped onto it thinking the club was going to be for sale. I wanted to put out some kind of press conference or some kind of press release to put their name in lights and to see that they were interested. But disappointing. I think the same. I would have liked a fresh break from FSG, but I said, looking back, and I went back through it today as well to see, but they never said they were going to sell the club, so can't really say they're going back on their word.
So just kind of looking. Sorry, Paddy, that's a comment in for you there. I suppose you can. This is kind of aimed towards you if you want to look at that one. Just get you click back onto the podcast if you don't mind.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Right?
I'm surprised the hedge fund option isn't being spoken about more. Joel and Avram want to stay. It's not an impossible option. Hope it's not, but I wouldn't count it out. Absolutely not. And that's what I said, I think, at the start was one of my points that if they can stay in any sort of way, because now they can get, say, 5 billion. Let's just pick a number out of Sky, 5 billion. And someone now wants to come in and buy 30% of the shares, and they invest in the stadium and the ground, and then the Glazers wait for another 5 years after the Super League comes in, and the club is valued then at maybe 10 billion. They're still going to get more than what they would have gotten now, but they haven't had to invest all of their own money back into the club. So it's a very, very real possibility, and I think the talk of this new Super League that came out over the last couple of weeks will really have made them think twice about giving full ownership to somebody else.
Yeah. So Connor, you're sticking by the whole it was never for sale anyway, and you think the same thing. It's they are looking for investment, but it's not an actual sale of the club. It's just an investment into the club. I
mean, passive income from Liverpool or with the Glazers at United is better for the pocket than trying to pay tax on the sale, the couple of games on the sale. So if it works out that they can get some other fucking dope to put their money in instead, and they just sit there and still take an income every year, so be it. As I said, I would have liked it to have got rid of them, clean slate, gotten off the books.
Why are Liverpool fans not calling for them? Like there's no it's not as extreme as the United fans doing protests and all trying to get the Glazers out. There's nothing for FGS there. Like there's no. I don't see anything about it.
There always has been, really. Apart from, as we said, when times are good, they ignore owners.
Yeah.
There always kind of has been, I think. Nobody wanted them there in the first place, even when they took over initially, because they took over from previous abuse of American owners. They didn't want the same thing again. I think that's always going to be the taste that's left in the mouth, is that Hicks and Gillette beforehand drove the club into the ground. So the FSG were never going to succeed no matter what happened as owners. But yeah, I think it's just been going on for so long now that it's just become accepted. I think this talk boosted confidence a little bit that they were going to go away. But as I said, having a look around, I think he just came out and cleared the muddy waters today and said, we're actually not selling. It's just we're looking for someone to invest. And let's just say, I don't think the boys in the Middle East aren't going to invest in a minority stake. They want to direct clubs the way they want to direct clubs. So I presume it's going to come from America somewhere again.
Fair enough. Well, at least there is a bit of communication where kind of people have come out and said what's going on, rather than it being quite hidden and unknown if the club is actually being sold or not. At least they've come out and said, look, not actually fucking selling the club, just looking for investment into it. Like,
unless they listen to bids behind the scenes, didn't get what they wanted, and said, "Here, fuck this." We weren't selling. Who knows?
Done a Yui, like. Right, we'll move off that, lads. We'll jump on to the predictions. Right, lads, we're looking at a couple of games here. So starting off, we have tomorrow night, Liverpool and Real Madrid. Liverpool. Connor, talk to me. I didn't mean to say Liverpool again there. I meant to say Connor, but so I just rolled it. Called you Liverpool, but so look, go.
I called the worst.
Have you though?
Nah, probably not. I've been hit though and called the worst at the same time.
Oh, fair enough.
But I don't think either team are doing particularly well so far this season. Obviously, Liverpool more so than Madrid, but Madrid were like 8 or 9 points behind Barcelona in the Liga.
Yeah.
Not exactly where they'd want to be anyway as well. Anfield, I think I get a draw out of this.
Yeah.
I think a score draw. Just on the back of a couple of good performances from Liverpool. A good home win against Everton last week as well. So yeah, I'm going to back Liverpool to get a draw. I don't know. I said back Liverpool to get a draw.
Yeah, but, I was just about to say
get a draw.
So what you're telling me there is that you don't think you're going to go through the next stage? No.
I mean, like they've not beat Real Madrid since 2012 or something. It seems to be a bogey team.
But those runs are always made to be broken.
Yeah, obviously they're made to be broken, but I mean, over 2 legs, if you look at the 2 starting 11, I'd fancy Real Madrid starting 11 more than Liverpool one, I think.
Was the last time you met in the final?
Yeah, it was like May.
That was class, wasn't it? That was deadly.
Yeah, deadly. Not as good as the final before that.
The final before that was even better. Oh, that was even better. That was. Oh, that was even Karius. What a guy. What a guy.
I didn't mind that one as much because Real Madrid battered Liverpool in that game.
Yeah.
And it was like a few goals in it. I could have a laugh. The one just gone where it was 1-0 and it was close. Yeah. It's a little bit harder to take.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I think they'll get a point at home. Not a point. They get a draw at home, and hopefully in the meantime, in between, they'll play Brentford and United. If they get results there, it sets them up, I think, to go to Madrid with a bit of confidence. I think what happens in those games in between matters a lot to that second leg.
Well, now we're miles away. We won't get a prediction from you for the second leg, so we'll wait and see what happens. We can't get you to fucking commit on that, and so we're not going to get you to fucking commit on that, are we? Paddy, what do you think? How do you think this one's going to go for Liverpool?
I think Liverpool will win this leg, but it's just whether they can do anything in the against Real Madrid in the Bernabeu, because I was just looking at the results there just as to get a bit of context to this. I think they've lost 1 in their last 6 or 7 in the Liga, Real Madrid, so they're not doing too bad themselves. Liverpool, as I said, 2 games on the trot. I think the Newcastle win, even though Newcastle have been on great form, will still be a big confidence boost for Liverpool, considering that they are a depleted squad as well. Once they get these players back in, I think they can do a job maybe in the second leg as well. I can see Liverpool going through against Real Madrid now because they owed them a beating.
Yeah,
you know they're due to beat them. 2 finals in a row. I think if you ask most Real Madrid fans, look, we'll let you win 2 finals, but then Liverpool will go through again in this group stage game. They take it all day long, and I can see Liverpool using the pain and the hurt from losing the last 2 finals to turn this tie around. Now, he won't win the Champions League, but I think he'll get through this 2 legs.
Yeah, I think they'll beat them here, and I actually think they're going to keep a clean sheet for some reason. Although I've been known to make a bold statement about Van Dijk, but I don't know. We might be a bit of a boost now that you kind of have him back and you have everyone else coming back with him. So I think it takes a little, because you've got so many good attacker players coming back as well. I think it takes a little bit more pressure off him. So it's not just him coming back and the whole thing has to change. You've got a lot of players that you can kind of rely on and work hard up top. So I think these are going to win 2-0 in this game. And I'm going to say Salah to score because he's been, you can see the last 2 games, he's a changed man. I don't know what that is, but he's been shocking all season, and then last 2 games.
Look, all these players coming back as well at this stage of the season is such a plus.
Yeah,
they're going to be so fit. Like give them 4 or 5 games to get their match fitness up to 100%, and I tell you, it's be firing on all cylinders.
Jota and Luis Diaz would be like new signings.
Jota is an unbelievable player to have back. And like everyone will say, oh, you probably fucking think Diaz is better. Jota is so dangerous, like, and he comes up with these goals and just like goals you don't expect him to score, like headers to beat the band, like the fella scores, like. So he's definitely a good player to have back. Do we stay on Liverpool? Liverpool have a league game? Yes, they do. We're staying on Liverpool and we're going to Crystal Palace and Liverpool. There was the next one down. I didn't see. I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to say 3-1 to Liverpool. And I'm going to say a Virgil van Dijk header. Paddy, what do you think?
I'm going to go 2-1 to Liverpool and Zaha score for us, not Louis Zaha.
Louis Suarez.
Louis Zaha.
You could have went Louis Zaha, Louis Suarez. Either way, it was wrong.
Wilfred Zaha? That's the one. Wilfred Zaha. Yeah, score for us.
Connor, what do you think? Think you'll get the result?
2-1 Liverpool. Cody Gakpo.
Ooh, Gikpoo. Lads, moving on to the next one. Oh, do you know, it's just gonna go from worse to worse to worse to worse for Chelsea here.
I think this is the quarter-final game.
I don't think so. I think what's gonna happen is it might be the Champions League game. They're gonna wait until we get to Dortmund, and if Dortmund knock us out, they might sack him. But hopefully it's this game. If we do lose, I'm gonna say Chelsea are usually good against Spurs. Can't even fucking keep a straight face saying it. We're gonna lose 2-0, lads. And that's just the way it is. We're gonna lose 2-0. We're not gonna score. It's gonna be embarrassing again. We're gonna play really well individually, tactically going forward. We're not gonna break them down. Yeah, it's depressing times. Sorry, someone said in the comments there on TikTok, Ashton Wet bigger than Chelsea. Oh, that's deadly. So yeah, we're gonna lose 2-0, and that's a fact. And I'm gonna say Kane to score. Connor?
I agree with Paddy. Chelsea get beaten here. I think it's Potter's last game, which is why I'm going to say Chelsea are going to win.
Please don't let it be an Ollie situation.
I think Chelsea nick it, and this is the one that keeps them in the job for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we've all been saying. I've been saying this every week. Every week I think this. It's fucking not happening. We're not getting the result. All right, so you're going to go with Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea, and I'm going to go with we'll go Yo Felix. The cat.
Paddy, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a Spurs win, but I think if you can score against anybody, it's Spurs because they have a very leaky defense. I think it'll be 2-1 to Spurs, and I can see Harry Kane scoring the first goal.
Okay. On to the next one, lads. It's Leicester and Arsenal. Look, I think Arsenal might struggle in this game. It's not me just being biased, but I think Leicester are going to get a result against them. I don't think they're going to beat them. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think Saka will score for Arsenal, and Leicester might score late to equalise. And I'm talking like 85th minute. To equalise and hold out for a draw. So I'm going to go 1-1 in this one, and I'm going to say Saka. Paddy?
Leicester scored 4 against Spurs and 4 against Aston Villa over the last 3 weeks. I definitely think they can get a result against Arsenal here, who seem to be shaking a little bit. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, and I'm going to go for Jamie Vardy to score because he didn't start against United, so he could start against Arsenal.
Okay, Connor, what do you think?
I'm gonna back Arsenal. I think they've had their shakes against those lower teams already. I think they're gonna go out with that attitude that they have to win. I know they had the cup football and stuff beforehand that we knew was going to play an impact with Arsenal, but while things are a little bit quiet for them at the moment, I think Arsenal getting a result, and I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal, and I'm going to back Odegaard.
Okay. We'll move on to the next one. Bournemouth and Man City, lads. I just worry about Man City, to be honest with you. I just feel like they're not going up the gears. Like and they have so many more gears to go up, but they're just not doing it. It's like they're stalling at the moment. I don't want bringing all these car references
I was
into it.
going to
But
say.
it's not like I'm into cars. Like I don't like cars at all. Like so yeah, I think they're going in reverse. But they need to press the accelerator. Lads, I think they'll win this one, but it'll be a narrow win. I'm going to say a 2-1 win. And I'm going to say Kevin De Bruyne to score because he's not in my fancy football team. And if he scores, at least I have this to say I got this goal scorer right. So I'm going to say 2-1 and De Bruyne. Connor?
I know there's like teams below them in the league, but I think Bournemouth have been one of the most disappointing teams so far this season.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're not bottom. If you were to say like who should be bottom, I would say them or Southampton, but they're not. I think this is one of the games where the City had the game finished within 40 minutes, and then they make those changes. So I think the first half it's going to be 3-0, and it's going to finish 3-0 to City. And I'm going to back Haaland to score.
Okay. Paddy, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I can't see Man City slipping up against one of the supposed minnows. Again, considering they drew against Notts Forest last week, so I'm going to go for a 3-0 City win, and I'm going to go for Haaland to score.
Alrighty. Lads, on to the last one. Newcastle and Manchester United in the cup final. Paddy.
Yoo-hoo! Bring it on!
He's going erect again. Look at him. His hands on the head. He's going erect. Connor, before we jump on to Paddy, what do you reckon is going to happen here?
If it was anybody but United, I'd back Newcastle. But the fact that United would need to win this trophy as much as Newcastle does. That's the only reason I'm backing United. If it was City or it was Liverpool or someone else in the final, I'd back Newcastle just because it's been like, what are they saying? It's been 30 years since they won a trophy or something. Something ridiculous. I think it's going to be tight. I don't think either side are going to want to make a mistake, so I don't think it's going to be a blowout or a high-scoring game either way. I'm going to back United to win 1-0, and we'll go with Bruno Fernandes.
Okay. Paddy, what do you think? Actually, I'll give my thoughts and we'll leave you to last. I think I think United are going to comfortably win this game, and I think it's going to be 3-0 to United. I think they're going to break them down tactically, and I think Karius is going to have a disaster in goal. And I'm going to say Rashford. Yeah, so I'm going to say Rashford to score 2 goals. I'm going to say Sancho to score. So I'm going to go for the 3 scorers winner. So yeah, I think United will be lifting this cup. I think I put a TikTok video out there a couple of weeks ago saying guarantee that Newcastle are going to win the cup. Like, I was wrong. Right? I'm a man. I can admit it. I'm a man. I can admit it when I'm wrong. And I think that was wrong. Am I going to delete that video? Absolutely not. So yeah, I think United are going to win 3-0 and Rashford's going to score 2. Paddy, what do you think? How confident are you?
When you stoned me the scoreline, I was thinking, and I'll tell you why. Because if you had asked me 5-6 games ago, Newcastle were one of the most informed teams in the Premier League. They were easily finishing 4th, for getting into the Champions League spot by the end. But I can see since the last 3 or 4 or 5 games, a lot of draws, and then the loss against Liverpool, their confidence is slowly being chipped away. And now that they've lost Pope at the back, who was the glue that held that great defense together, I can see them conceding a couple of goals, and United with a makeshift defense against Leicester, who are really under the cosh, still managed to keep a clean sheet. I can see us not conceding this weekend and scoring 3 or 4. So 3 or 4 now.
Confident man,
34-0. You heard him here.
Yeah. Lads, that's pretty much all we have time for. If anyone's watching on YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, make sure you hit subscribe. Anyone on TikTok, if you're watching on TikTok, go over to our fucking YouTube channel and give us a subscription there because we're fucking legends. And we are on all the other shit, like Twitter. Lads, Twitter's a lot of bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Twitter's shy. It's overrated. So yeah, if anyone's watching us on any now, make sure you hit subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us an L5-star rating. Share it with your mates and be legends. Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well, because we do post a fair bit up there. Oh, Paddy, we never done the.
Hold on. The bets, yeah. Hold on, just for the people that are listening to the podcast, I'd just like to give how would you say, a visual rundown of what Collie looks like at the moment. He looks like like one of those January runners that has been eating loads of turkey all Christmas, and he wears his aluminum gear to run around the estate. And his hat on, and I'm on mute here at the moment. He's on mute, so he's not saying nothing.
I'm not on mute.
Oh no, now you're not on mute. You're on mute a second ago.
You call me fat.
No, I'm just
Let's
saying
call a spade a spade, Colin.
You just call me fat. No, I am fat, but like, you don't call a man fat to his face.
You don't like the big old hairy lollipop ladies who used to stand outside school.
Yeah. He just called me fat.
He did.
You just said I ate loud of turkey after Christmas and I'm fat.
Yeah, he did. He did call you fat.
Look, I'll allow it. Lads, the bets. Well, do you know what? It's fucking. We're gone over the hour, so we don't have time to put them out. To put them out. So I'm just gonna post them up on the Instagram. Hour, like? Well, I just do them now, will I?
Yeah.
Right. Make your mind up. Right. Do something.
Right. Hold on. Right, we'll do them. Right. It's not, the podcast isn't ending. We have another 5 minutes or so left. Right,
maximum 5 minutes. Just put the bets up on screen.
One more tune.
One more tune. Yeah. This is like we've walked off stage and we hear everyone cheering us, pulling us back on. So, right, here we go.
Connor doesn't look happy at all. He hasn't been on in about 12 weeks and he doesn't look happy because he has to stay over the hour.
Look at Patreon or something.
Lads, whose bet is this? Right. Just for anybody that is, just so we know what we're doing here, we're doing a 10 to 1,000 challenge. So we're starting off with €10. We're putting it on kind of small little bets like this. We're trying to build it up to €1,000. It's a race between the three of us. If anyone wants to join along. More than happy to have you and help you lose your money, because we've never done it. But it's good crack along the way. So Paddy went for the juggler there last week and failed. So we're all back down to a tenner. We're starting it tonight. We've got the three of us have our bets on. If that wins, the winnings from them bets go on to your next bet. You have to put all the winnings on from the previous bet until you reach 1,000. You can't cash out until you've got 1,000 or more. So there's the rules.
The last time we did this, Paddy bottled it. No,
Melon bottled it.
Oh yeah, Melon bottled it. Hi, Graham.
Yeah. Whose bet is this?
That's mine.
Right, read it out.
So I've got my tenner on. There's a Premier League double at the weekend. 2 Saturday 3:00 games. I've got Arsenal to beat Leicester 7-10, and then I've got Leeds to beat Southampton at home at even money. My €10 free bet, so I'm not even spending anything on this, which is great. Will give me a return to €24
until next Tuesday. Oh yeah, and if we do lose the bets, we're going to do a bet on what is it? Tuesday. We're going to start off. So the first one will be on the pod. The next one will be either on a Friday or a Saturday, and then the next one will be on a Sunday. So we'll be trying to get three a week.
Which I was just about to say on my bet. That's why I picked the Thursday game. Thinking to myself, I won't wait till the weekend because we have to do another one then for the week. But then
never get there in the shortest number of bets. I'm not going to rush my bets just to try.
I know. Yeah, but we want to have a structure so we can make sure we don't miss anything.
No,
well, okay. Well, fuck it. You know what? We'll rush it. Fuck it. We'll just go for the bleeding. We'll just go for it all. Right, fair enough.
Like that's a small return. You'll be like 4 years or something getting to 1,000. When you see my bad boy.
Yeah, you'll be 4 years getting to 1,000. You'll be pissing it away, Paddy. Like you have to.
Yeah, you'll be down to €1,000 before you fucking hit anything.
Oh, we'll see about that. Oh,
next one, Paddy.
Okay, so Man United against Barcelona. So Manchester United to win, Marcus Rashford to score, and under 2.5 goals. I got 9-1 on that.
And you know what? You know what that means? You lose a tenner.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah, 9-1, so 100 back from that. So
it's actually decent odds. Okay. I'm surprised how good.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad bet to be fair. Right, lads, on to my one. So I went for a little bit more conservative. I forgot to put the €10 stake in there. But it's over
you
1.5 goals.
Heat, that's why he's wearing the hat. You can't afford the bets.
Yeah, I can't afford the bets. Over 1.5 goals for Napoli and Frankfurt. Over 1.5 goals in Southampton and Rotherham. And over 1.5 goals in Norwich and Birmingham. Connor, you were going to say something there, weren't you?
No, it's just I'd be Rotherham Sunderland. I don't know. just
Definitely,
off the clubs, I'm saying that has nil all written all over it. But
no, it's definitely. I think the last 4 games or something has been like fucking 4 goals in each game or something. I could have completely made that up, to be honest with you.
0.91 to 1. Oh my god.
Paddy, can I finish? 0.91 to 1. So I'm putting a tenner on that, and that's gonna get me back like €19 or something.
Snooze.
So yeah, we'll see who's still
we'll
in
be back
it
to
on
Paddy's
fucking
putting a
Tuesday.
tenner on next Tuesday anyway, so it'll be grand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Paddy be putting another
Yeah,
tenner
and
on
I'll
the
still
Tuesday.
catch up to you for fucking one bet when the eyes closed. Fucking hell.
Right, lads, that is it. That's it. We're done now. The podcast is done. I've already done my little outro. It's already done, but I'm gonna have to do it again. So, yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, what else are we on? Anything else? Spotify. That's listening. Pornhub. We're on OnlyFans as well. Make sure you hit subscribe, share, like, follow. Yeah, Paddy's feet, $5. It's bargain. Yeah, so lads, that's it. We're wrapping up. We were on Monday this week, maybe back to Tuesday. Maybe we'll stick with Monday. Who knows? It'll be a mystery, but you'll have to be following us on Instagram to find out when we're going to be on. I can put it on TikTok, but no one cares. Paddy, thanks for going on. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks. Come on, United.
Fucking come on, United. Oh, come on, United. Connor, thanks as well.
Yeah, cheers. Come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen. Right. See everyone next week.